Good morning, all my dear aspirants. So, once again, welcome back to Sindhuja's daily news analysis session. So, today, when we take our Hindu newspaper in editorial session, one beautiful article is given regarding economics. There is a challenge of achieving 9.5% growth rate. So, this article reflects the opinion based by the Great Economic Advisory Council and former governor of RBI, that is C. Rangarajan sir. Then D.K. Srivastava, who is Chief Policy Advisor and former director of Madras School of Economics, whose views are being expressed regarding this particular topic. And in this article, the key emphasis is on the infrastructure spending, which is as reflected in the case of capital expenditure. So, the article goes like this, that is, a National Statistical Office released the second quarter gross value added and gross domestic product numbers on November 30, 2021, which indicates the pace of economic recovery in India after the two COVID-19 waves. So, before we move on to this analysis, first we need to know what is National Statistical Office or NSO. See, the government has formed a body named NSO by merging the National Sample Survey Office, that is NSSO, Computer Center and Central Statistical Office, that is CSO. Or basically, NSO means it's a body which got established as a result of merging of NSSO and CSO. This NSO was first envisaged by Rangarajan Commission to implement and maintain statistical standards and coordinate statistical activities of central and state agencies as laid down by the NSC. NSC means National Statistical Commission. Now, this NSO would be headed by Secretary. Secretary means of Statistics and Program Implementation. CSO, on the other hand, coordinates the statistical activities in the country and also evolves statistical standards. Now, the parent ministry of this is NSO is, it's a statistical wing of the MOSP or your Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Now, since that we discussed basics regarding NSO or National Statistical Office, let's look into the key functions. What are the responsibilities of NSO? See, NSO is mandated with the following responsibilities: that it acts as a nodal agency for planned development of the statistical system in the country. It lays down and maintains norms and standards in the field of statistics. Then it prepares national accounts as well as publishes annual estimates of national product, compiles and releases the IIP or the Index of Industrial Production, and maintains liaison with international statistical organizations such as your CAP, SIAP, Statistical Institute for Asia and Pacific, then UNSD, United Nations Statistical Division, etc. Then, that is regarding the basic knowledge of NSO. Then this contraction was the highest in the first quarter of 2021, gradually easing off in the subsequent quarters. As a result, the base effect was strongest in the first quarter of 2021-22 as reflected in real GDP and GVA growth rates of 20.1% and 18.8% respectively. Now, what do I mean by base effect? What is base effect in terms of economy? That you have to understand. Base effect means what is that? See, base effect means often it is used as a riddle for economic indicators, like it is a term generally associated with inflation. So, it simply refers to the impact of an increase in the price level, that is previous year's inflation over the corresponding rise in price levels in the current year. So, previous year's inflation gets compared with the current inflation. So, for that particular impact or the change in the price level, this base effect is designated, that term. So, in our today's article, the base effect weakened in the second quarter with GDP and GVA growth rates at 8.4% and 8.5% respectively. Now, when we compare the two quarters together, the real GVA for the first half of 2021-22 was at Rs 63.4 lakh crore, which has remained below the level when we compared it to the previous year period, that is 2019-20, when it was 65.8 lakh crore. That is a difference of minus 3.7%. So, this difference is even larger for GDP, which at the end of the first half of 2021-22 stood at Rs 68.1 lakh crore, which is below the corresponding level of GDP in the year 2019-20, which was around Rs 71.3 lakh crore. So, there also is existing a difference of minus 4.4%. So from this, what we came to understand is the base effect weakens in the third and fourth quarters of 2021 to 22. So a strong threshold would be needed to ensure that at the end of this fiscal year, when we compare the terms of magnitude of GVA and GDP, it should exceed their corresponding pre-COVID levels of 2019 to 20. Now, some people might be thinking, what is this GVA and GDP, etc. What is GVA? GVA is a basic terminology which indicates in the economy it has got high value. What is GVA? GVA means it is defined as the value of output minus the value of which one? GVA refers to the value of output minus the value of intermediate consumption, and it acts as a measure of the contribution to growth made by an individual producer, industry or sector. Understood? So GVA means its gross value added. Its full form is gross value added, and I repeat, it is the value of output minus the value of intermediate consumption. It is a measure of the contribution to growth which is made by an individual producer, industry or sector. Likewise, next people might be confused about GDP. What is GDP? GDP all about. GDP is the final value of the goods and services produced within the geographic boundaries of a country during a specified period of time. Alright. So why I am explaining these basic chota things is, for a fresher to analyze this article properly, you ought to have a good knowledge regarding such terminologies. So today I introduced before you in this news analysis series the significance of NSO right from scratch, then GDP, GVA terms I explained. So these are the things. Then base effect, that also I taught you what is that. Now next is the sectors that got improved as per this article. See, in the first half of 2021 to 22, on the output side, when we analyze, only 4 of the 8 GVA sectors have exceeded compared to the 2019-20 levels. Which were those sectors? First one is agriculture, second electricity, third gas, fourth mining and quarrying, and fifth public administration, then defense and other services. Okay. Now, out of these, the first and second quarter growth of public administration, defense and other services was around 5.8% and 17.4%. Okay. But the increase in the growth of this sector in the second quarter of the year 2021 to 22 reflected that the emphasis of central government on capital expenditure started gathering momentum recently, only in few months. Okay. So the central government capital expenditure grew by the central government capital expenditure grew by 38.3% during the first half of 2021 to 22. So this emphasis on government investment expenditure, which is added on by the recovery of private investment expenditure, resulted in a gross fixed capital formation or GFCF, showing a positive growth of 1.5% in the second quarter of 2021-22 when compared to 2019-20. Okay, so next what we have to understand is GFCF. What is GFCF? That we have to understand. What is the terminology GFCF? What is GFCF all about? GFCF means gross fixed capital formation. That we already discussed. GFCF means it's gross fixed capital formation. Now what is this? Gross fixed capital formation means it is essentially net investment, or it is a component of the expenditure method of calculating your GDP. So what does it include? What does gross fixed capital formation include? See, it includes land improvements and plant, machinery, equipment purchases, etc. So disposal of fixed assets is taken away from the total. Then what does it exclude? It excludes land purchases, then effects of depreciation, etc. So that is what is the basic knowledge regarding your GFCF. Okay. Then when we analyze the overall domestic demand, including private final consumption expenditure, PFCE, in the first half of 2021-22, it remains below its corresponding level when compared to the previous year, 2019-20, by nearly rupees 5.5 lakh crore. So this indicates that the investment as well as consumption demand have to come up strongly in the remaining 2 quarters. Only then our economy emerges to be on the positive side at the end of 2021-22, when compared to the pre-COVID-19 level. Now let's discuss what is PFCE. We have to understand about what PFCE is all about. PFCE, regarding this terminology, we have to be thorough about. So see, PFCE means it includes which one? The private final consumption expenditure. So that is regarding PFCE. So what is that PFCE? Just now I taught you the definition, but we have to understand the full form I taught you. When it comes to definition, PFCE means it is defined as the expenditure incurred on the final consumptions of goods and services by the resident households and non-profit institutions serving households. Okay, so that is the significance of that terminology. Now, this private consumption demand could pick up with employment and income growth, especially in the case of small and medium sectors, which is linked to the recovery in the services sector, particularly like those of trade, hotel sectors, etc. So, it can happen in the second half of 2021-22, provided economic activities are not affected by the COVID-19's new strain, that is Omicron. Okay. Now, let's look into the prospects of annual growth. See, to realize the projected annual growth at 9.5% for the year 2021-22, which is given both by the RBI and the International Monetary Fund, we have to require a growth of 6.2% in the second half of 2021-22. Thus, it will be achieved even as the base effect weakens in the third and fourth quarters. Why? Since GDP growth rate in these quarters of 2020-21 was at 0.5% and 1.6% respectively. So thus achieving the projected growth rate of 9.5% is a big challenge. The policy instrument for achieving a higher growth rate may have to have a strong fiscal support in the form of government capital expenditure. So how this is enabling now with the help of the central's gross tax revenues, this is getting facilitated. Now before that we have to understand what is gross tax revenue or GTR. What is gross tax revenue or GTR? We have to have a knowledge regarding that particular thing. Let's study in detail what is gross tax revenue. Gross tax revenue means the share of cess and surcharge and all those things in the center. It comes inside this particular aspect. So basically from tax revenues, this is being facilitated. Now center's gross tax revenues have shown an increased growth rate of 64.2% and a buoyancy of 2.7 in the first half of 2021-22. Okay, now the fiscal deficit target of 6.8% may come under pressure because of the revisions in some plans, like which one? The Maganrega, food and fertilizer subsidiaries, and the extension of the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Anna Yojana, etc. In spite of these pressures, it would be better for the center to continue infrastructure spending. Now, the center's incentivization of state capital expenditure through additional borrowing limits would also help in this regard. Now, according to the information we have now, 11 states in the first quarter and 7 states in the second quarter have qualified for the release of the additional tranche under this particular window. So even as central and state capital expenditure gather momentum, high frequency indicators reflect an ongoing pickup in private sector economic activities. What is additional tranche? What do you mean by the terminology additional tranche inside economy? Let's look in close view what is that particular additional tranche. See, tranches means to be more specific, it is like a security, like a collateralized mortgage obligation, or they are the portions of securitized financial products structured to divide risk or group characteristics in ways they are marketable to various investors. Okay, that is regarding that particular thing. So even as central and state capital expenditures gather momentum, high frequency indicators reflect an ongoing pickup in private sector economic activities. Now, what is this high frequency indicators? Regarding that, some analysis we need to do. PMI manufacturing increased to a 10-month high of 57.6 in November 2021, increasing from 55.9 in October 2021. The PMI services remained high at 58.1 in November 2021, its second highest level since July 2011. Gross GST collections at rupees 1.31 lakh crore remained above the benchmark of rupees 1 lakh crore for the fifth consecutive month in November 2021. What is the terminology regarding this PMI manufacturing indicate? What is PMI? PMI means Purchasing Managers Index. Okay, it's a survey based measure that asks the respondents about changes in their perceptions about key business variables. Okay, it is basically an economic indicator regarding the monthly survey. So that is that particular thing. Then an important difference between the 2 years when we compare 2019-20 and 2021-22 arises from the performance of the center's GTR, which we discussed earlier, gross tax revenues. See, the growth in the first center's GTR in the first half of 2019-20 was at 1.5%, and after that there was a contraction of about 3.4% for the whole year. Now, in the circumstance of such weak revenues, the central government could not come to a fiscal stimulus, a meaningful one, in 2019-20, even as real GDP growth fell to 4.0%. But when we compare, the government is in a stronger position in 2021-22. Why? Because the growth in GTR in the first half is 64.2%. Thus, the key to attain a 9.5% real GDP annual growth in 2021-22 happens only if the government's ongoing emphasis on infrastructure spending got increased. So this can be seen in the high real growth in public administration, defense and other services, where we ought to see 17.4% increase even during the second quarter of 2021-22. Thus, it is imperative that this particular thing is sustained in the remaining part of the fiscal year. So that's all regarding this particular article of achieving 9.5% growth rate. Hope you got the terminologies and the statistical rates regarding all these things. Wait for the second part of today's editorial session analysis. Thanks for watching my sessions. If you like my session, please hit the like button and press the bell notification also. If you need any help regarding the notes, you can approach my Telegram channel. For all these things, you have to ping me out in this channel. Just put a comment. Thank you and bye.